warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ayyuhan nas al-khameen. Peace be upon you in the mercy of Allah and His sanctification, O beloved people. Al-Yawm al-Khamis. Today is the day in which Jupiter's energy is accentuated. Pardon me. Jupiter is in the sign of Cancer. Jupiter, as you know, is abundance, accumulation of abundance. And Cancer is the sign of anticipation. So, that means that one accumulates anticipatively, which is ruled by the moon, which at the time of this recording, which is 10:39 a.m., is in the sign of Cancer. And at exactly 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, the moon will ingress Leo, which means it will enter into the sign of Leo. That's what ingress means, to enter. Thus, Jupiter will be ruled by the moon. Now, the moon in Cancer has anticipative energy, and the moon rules Cancer. So the moon rules itself. Right now, the sun rules itself. Right? So, the moon is mood, which people call emotion, and intuition, which is the higher level of mood. Right? Intuition is the higher vibration of the moon. All of the planets have a higher vibration and a lower vibration. The lower vibration of Jupiter is overindulgence, right? And the higher vibration of Jupiter is selective accumulation, right? So, the energy of Jupiter cycles to the moon, and the moon being in the sign of Cancer for now, that leads to nostalgic energy and anticipation from that nostalgic energy to carry that nostalgic energy on into the future. So you have present awareness looking back on the past with warm feelings or possibly negative feelings if you're dealing with mood rather than intuition, with a desire to carry that energy into the future. Now, to ponder the future mentally, that is actually Aquarius. But to ponder the future emotionally, with mood, or intuitionally, that is actually Cancer. So, this energy can be used to revise your past, meaning to feel differently about it, right? Because we're in the feeling state. We're using feelings today. Jupiter in Cancer. Cancer represents the anticipative emotions, right? The moods and the intuition. It is a water sign, right? Water deals with moods and emotions, and the moon deals with those directly as it relates to you personally. Whereas planets like Pluto and Neptune deal with it impersonally, generationally. So, and Venus to a degree because it's exalted in Pisces. So, this energy today can be used to revise the past in your mind, use revision, right? To say, I've always lived in my highest timeline. Shout out to Olivia Grace of Master Manifestors. I got that from her yesterday, right? And I'm showing how the energy in the zodiac aligns with that. There's nothing happens by quote unquote accident. There are no coincidences, right? 7 Hermetic laws. All happens according to law. There are no accidents, there are no mistakes. So she was right on time with that one, because it's most effective yesterday and today, especially with the new moon energy. Now, at exactly 3:11 p.m., the moon will be exactly conjunct Leo at 2 degrees. 2 degrees, 8 hours, to be exact, right? So, which is the 3rd degree, right? And 3 correlates to the sign of Leo because 3 is expression. right? Self-expression. Not necessarily communication, but all of the manners of expressing yourself through any means. Now that energy will be embodied within the moon, which is intuition, and it will be embodied by the sun, which is sense of purpose. So now you can use Jupiter, right, in abundance of anticipation from your desired reality timeline, which you can revise as well using this energy, because even though it's a new moon, right, it still would be for a couple of hours. The moon, that is, it will still be for a couple of hours on the cusp. So you can use this energy all the way to about, I'll say 6 p.m. Eastern time today, right? Where it will be at its highest energy for revision. So you can use your mind to revise and say, I've always lived in my highest timeline. I've always been wealthy, healthy, and in control, right? Or self-governing, right? I've always been healthy, wealthy, and autonomous. There we go. Instead of in control, autonomous. Those are affirmations you can use. I've always lived in my highest timeline, and I've always been healthy, wealthy, and autonomous. You're saying it in the now. You're revising your past, and what you declare now, you're anticipating from now more in the future, or better in the future. That's how you use that energy to your benefit, right? And the sun being in Leo is regality. So it helps to actually see and behave in the now as the emperor or empress that you are. Because the Creator created you as Khalif and Khalifa, which is successor male and successor female, respectively. So that's how you use that energy for today to get the most out of today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Iyyuhan nas al-habib وداعا